Not related, King and Sussex's constitutional role in UK as demoting Harry from councillor after Frogixt. Prince Harry will find it hard to assert any constitutional role in Britain after his eviction from Frogmore Cottage because of his unpopularity, royal experts say. As Harry and Meghan finally vacate the property, it was also claimed that King Charles III should end the Duke's constitutional relationship with Britain now. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were asked to move any remaining possessions out of their Grade 2 listed 5-bedroom cottage close to Windsor Castle in January. The King kicked them out of Frogmore, which they gave a £2.4 million makeover to, but only used for 6 months, just days after Harry criticized his family in his book Spare. The cottage, which was refurbished by the couple and is a Crown Estate property, was their last remaining foothold in the UK, and the couple now live in California. Their departure comes as some of Britain's top constitutional experts cast doubts on reports that Harry's eviction will also confirm his demotion as a Councillor of State. But they also pointed out how Harry would not actually act in the role because he's no longer undertaking public duties as a working member of the royal family. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams told Mail Online, Harry and Meghan have finally vacated Frogmore Cottage, which they moved into in 2019. They were senior members of the royal family for a remarkably short time when they settled in California where they're raising their children. Frogmore remained their base in Britain. However, if you go rogue and turn on an institution, as they did on the monarchy, there is a price to be paid. I doubt the Sussexes care about their abysmal popularity ratings in Britain. Harry's at war with much of the press, and they have hardly any supporters here. Yet in the future, with events not appearing to favor their brand at the moment, they may regret their attacks on the royal family. There appears currently to be no hope of reconciliation. There does appear to be a serious question mark over whether, beyond attacking the royals and revealing intimate text and photographs, the Sussexes can offer anything really substantial. It is easy to say, as Meghan once did, I can say anything. This attitude may lead them to regret their behavior, as it may not be long before they have nothing left to say. Royal expert Tom Bower also told Mail Online Harry's constitutional position would only become an important issue if he returns to Britain. By then, he would be so unpopular, both with his brother and the public, that it's hard to imagine that even with King Charles' support, he would assert any constitutional role or that anyone would even ask him to fulfill his duties. But this latest issue does resurrect the question of the king's unwillingness to remove the Sussexes' titles and his mistake to confer titles on their children. Mr. Bower, who released the book Revenge, Meghan, Harry, and the War Between the Windsors a year ago, added, to end the speculation and interest in the Sussexes and the damage to the royal family they're causing, the king should formally terminate his son's constitutional relationship with Britain. That would undermine the Sussexes' money-making mischief, exploiting their royal status. A Councillor of State is effectively a stand-in for Charles should the king be temporarily unavailable to carry out his duties if he's ill or abroad. It has been claimed that Harry would lose the role because it requires him to be domiciled in the UK, and the Sussexes no longer have British residence. However, experts told Mail Online that Harry can still be legally domiciled in the UK as a domicile of origin, even if he now has a residence in the US in his £12 million mansion in Montecito. Professor Robert Hazel, an expert in constitution and government at University College London, told Mail Online, one cannot act as a Councillor of State if not domiciled in the UK. Councillors of State deputize for the monarch when he's absent abroad, or temporarily unavailable, for example, having a hospital operation. Think of them as players on the reserve bench. There is no reason why Harry should not remain on the reserve bench because one day he may return to the UK.